Now, I am a huge advocate for posting daily on Instagram. I posted daily for roughly 270 days, and it's something that I've promoted for people to do if possible. But today I want to cover the pros and cons of posting daily on the platform so that you can come to your own conclusion as to whether you should do the same. So, without any further ado, let's dive into the pros. So, let's start off. This one is pretty simple. The more you post, the more people you are going to reach. I think this one is more mathematical, pretty simple and straightforward to understand. Let's say you post a piece of content and you get 1,000 people seeing it. Now, if you were to post one piece of content a week, you would reach 1,000 people a week. Now, if on average that stayed the same with every piece of content you created that you posted daily, you would reach 7,000 people a week. 7,000 versus 1,000. I know which one I would prefer. Now, the more people you reach, the more people that will visit your profile. The more people that visit your profile, the more people that are actually going to follow you. Assuming your content is good, of course. So, if you want to grow your page faster, post more often. I think it's a pretty simple concept to understand. But there are also indirect things, pros, that come from creating content every single day that I personally think are much more important than increasing reach. The first one being the fact that you actually become a better content creator. The more you create, the more you practice. The more you practice, the better you're going to become. If you only force yourself to create 1 or 2 pieces of content a week, that's not enough to improve. But if you are posting content every single day, creating at least 7 pieces of content a week, that is far more opportunity to hone in and improve your skills, especially with regards to design and copywriting. Copywriting is one of the hardest skills, in my opinion, to master when it comes to content creation. And if you're only writing once or twice a week, you're never going to get anywhere very fast when it comes to copywriting. But if you're writing 7 times a week, mastering the way you engage attention, keep people hooked, provide the value that you want to provide. If you're doing this every single day, you're going to get better far, far quicker. Also, design. Design isn't easy, especially if you're using things like Photoshop or Illustrator. They're incredibly difficult platforms to get to grips with. When I first started creating my content using Illustrator, which I still do now, I had no idea how to use that app. But now, after creating content daily and consistently, I know it like the back of my hand. Well, not the back of my hand. I'm not that good at it, but I am far better than when I first started. But if I hadn't been practicing every single day using that app, then I would be nowhere near the level I am today. So, by creating more, not only do you get more reach from your content so that your page grows faster, you're going to become a far better content creator. And the better content you create, that's also going to feed back into the increased reach, which gets your page growing faster again because more people are seeing high quality content. And because your content is becoming higher and higher quality, people are far more likely to follow you. So you get the increased reach coupled with the increased likelihood that people are actually going to want to follow you, which is going to go full circle into your page growing faster than if you were only to post once or twice a week. And because I just don't want to ramble on forever about all the pros from daily content creation, because there are a lot, the final thing I want to talk about is the algorithm. The algorithm has to understand the content you create and the people that actually like to consume your content if it's going to push your content to a wider audience. You will notice that when you follow people, up comes that suggested for you tab, which associates certain content creators with the person that you have just followed. So if you followed someone that gave design tips, when you follow them, the suggested for you tab is likely to show other creators that post similar content to the one you have just followed. Now, if you're only posting once or twice a week, the algorithm's going to be far slower at understanding the content you actually produce. So you're going to hinder your organic growth through the Suggested For You tab, through the Explore page, because it's going to take the algorithm longer to understand the content you create, and it's going to take the algorithm longer to associate you with other creators who create similar content because of that. So if you want the algorithm to understand your content quicker and the value you provide quicker and associate you with other content creators quicker and other content being produced on the platform through hashtags and the Explore page, then you need to post more often. And that's again why I did post daily for 270 days, because if I didn't, the organic growth would nowhere near have been the same. So they are 3 key good pros that I wanted to talk about when it came to posting daily. But now I have to talk about the other side. I have to talk about the cons. Number 1 being posting daily isn't easy. And for some, it just won't be sustainable. I got to a point where I had such a refined content creation process that creating 7 posts a week wasn't difficult for me. But if you don't have that in place and you're taking so much time out of your day to create all this content, it's likely that you're going to become burnt out and you will stop enjoy creating the content. And that means you won't keep posting content for a long period of time. There's no point in posting content every single day for 30 days and then stopping from that point onwards because you're burnt out. It's much better to reduce the number of posts you are creating to, let's say, 4 to 5 times a week, having those 2 days off, but then continuing posting on Instagram for years. Simply because you now have a sustainable content strategy that you can keep up for a long period of time. Because you won't see the results in 30 days. So even if you are posting daily, the chances of you succeeding in that 30-day period are very slim. Content creation is a long-term strategy. You have to keep it going. And if you can't keep that daily posting schedule up, don't bother. You need to help yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to make sure that you can continue to produce content for a long time to come if you want to succeed. So if you can't post daily because of that reason, cut it down to 4 to 5 posts a week. Now, the other point I want to mention that is closely related is that for some, even if you are posting and manage to post 7 days a week, you don't want the quality of your content to take a hit because you're simply trying to put out those 7 pieces of content. You want to ensure that you hold yourself to a certain quality level. If you're having to rush your content in order to post daily, that's going to actually hurt your reputation. And people won't want to consume your content because they were expecting a certain level of quality and you gave them something else. So you're actually doing more harm than good in that sense. So you need to find a good balance. If you can't post 7 quality pieces of content a week, it's far better to cut that down to 4 to 5 posts a week and ensure that the posts you are creating are of high quality. Do hold to that certain standard you set to yourself, because it's far better to post 4 to 5 high quality posts a week than 7 average posts a week. And that's just my opinion. Some might disagree, but I see that as the best combination. High quality content that can be posted consistently. If you can post 7 pieces of high quality content a week, perfect. But if you can't, don't stress yourself out about it. Cut it to 4 to 5 times a week, but ensure the quality level is there. But I would make sure you do stick to at least 4 to 5 posts a week. Posting once or twice a week isn't good enough. It will not get you to the point you want to be quick enough. So you still need to post frequently, but at a quality standard that is high. So think about it that way. So now I've gone over the pros and cons, I just want to summarize what I've said. Yes, posting daily is very, very helpful, and I do encourage you to do so if you can keep the level of quality of the content you are posting high. That is a key point, and it needs to be sustainable for a long period of time. I was able to do it for 270 days straight without stopping. Not a single day was missed. The only reason I stopped posting daily is because I ran out of time. I had other obligations to fulfill, such as client work, outreach, actually focusing on the business. So content creation kind of took a back foot, but I still post 4 to 5 times a week. Like I also promote, if you can't post high quality content 7 days a week. And I just want to point out as well, if you want to succeed, it is not essential that you post daily. It helps, and for all the reasons I mentioned, it helps. But don't stress yourself out about it if you can't. At least post 4 to 5 times a week, but should you be posting every day if you can? Yes. That's all I want to say.